Hello matu jamira miyasa HornbillTV. Nagaland do age saal kande India de maiki ka nimide safest place ase koi gina jani gina aishe. Kintu ajikali maiki ka naga opode crime do utia dikhi pai. Mukhan itu saal ekla debi maiki aro maiki bacha minor kan naga opode rape or assault laga cases kan bishi report koi gina aishe. Itia itu laga opode aro detail jankari nimide mukhan our reporter kekesino ke ho logo de khota korobo. Hello keke, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, akre mu koi nishna muhan India de Nagaland do safest place for women ko na jani gina aishe. To apni laga hisab te mukhan this year report ko na aya laga opode crime against women do khali assault or rape kami no hoy hulibi or domestic violence kan laga hulibi ki kinds of crime hulibi uthia laga muhan dikhi pai asna na itu laga opode muhan ko log jankari di dibi.
Hoy to muhan crime against women saigene jaile do cases khando very sadly bishi uthiala dikhi paase saal 2022 itu data hisab te hoile do at least 4 lakhs plus crime against women record kurish de India de aro that means per hour at least charta FIR do file wase aro itu bishi concerning ekta ase and Nagaland is no less Kilo Social Welfare Department laga secretary pra International Day for against Violence Against Women laga protest laga program attend kora homoy Social Welfare la secretary pra Miss Ritse pra janai dia hisab hole to Nagaland de holebi itu sal ekla 350 cases to uthishe kwas de maiki khana upor aru to ki ase kole to itu cases kan do tai khan laga helpline number de 181 de ahya laga cases de record kuria laga ase and that's 350 which is not less compared to our population aru mani do balbra saigene jaile hoy one mota khan laga against violence hoy inabi kwan hoy holebi utu din do maiki khan laga din inega crime against women laga din mani thagar ne data do social welfare pra itu dia laga ase aro moi khan bal pra saigene jaile do hoy apni kwa nishna man bi several cases report kuri digina ase ground report holi bi kuri digina ase kore itu tai hi domestic abuse laga holi bi na rape la minor ekta ge rape kura la holi bi man itu bishi Idu sal ekla holi bishi coverages kan kuri gina hi ase but one concerning thing here atu is that how many cases are going unreported kili hile mohan saigene jaile do recently holi bi ekta case ekta de holi do maiki manu sorom khaija aru social stigma laga bhoi thaka garne cases kan bi report na kuri jai de mohan itu program de attend kora jania aru dusra NGOs kan holi poila de ground report kuri ne jao most of the time such cases go unreported for fear of social stigma aru itu victim ekla involved no holi family kan bi manu tange khin lagi jawole la bhoi na itu tai khan ge ekta dur rakhi diole la bhoi alienate kuri diole la bhoi bra cases kan bishi unreported jai ekta cases koi diwa ekta case koi diwa tu kore ekjon bra Dimapur city laze ekjon bra itu manuge massage kore aro medicinal plants kan cholai gene manue phal kora naga who is a married man tai bra maiki ekta ke treat kurbo koine tai la amage ghor jai jabi koise aro tai do itu maiki ke loi jai gene rape kuri dia aro manu tai khan ge duria ina ekta thagi je holibi case kan report kurle ja homoy many times itu ekta formality bi thagi jai police station de ek bar case FIR file kuri dishe kole to questioning khan karni bi matia han bi thagi jai ta han bi evidence kan bi collect kro koshish kora la bi kore to ta khan itu formalities khan de bi manu tai khan ge jani jawole laga boy colony de thaka manu han ge bi tai khan ge jani jawole laga fear pra tai khan itu FIR to file na kuri jai shi da to itu ekta bishi concerning ekta ro mami itula news to report kurile mon holibi hesitant thaka council kan bra janai dia hisab hole do victim laga family do ekta itu case to bahar ulau diole mon nai koi gine janai dia karne tai kan itu case to inega hi bon kuri dishe aro moi kan bi manu laga will against inega ekta kuria bi thik no wala koi gine ina ekta report na kuri jeshuli this is a very one incident where many of such cases goes unreported atu aro tade amma ekta moi kan program attend kura homoi amma ekta bra kun NGO kan social welfare department laga grassroots level de kun kam kore amma ekta bra janai dia hisab hoile bi tai bi case ekta testimony ekta dia do maiki ekta tai la husband do ahi gine tai aro tai la bachang ge bishi mari de gushide to itu bishi mari de kwa do tai do amma han group kan ge mati gine mota ge kotha koila ise and the husband was also having another affair to ina thaga do tai kan ahi gine kotha grule aha do mota do tai ina na kure ina gushuje maiki ge na mare affair bi na ina kwa do tai kan bra question kuri gine jalo utu maiki ge tai laga mistress ke call kuro kwa homoi mota do phenyl khai loise gushire and he had to be hospitalized but then later on aru ahi gine tai kan ina kotha han sob kura pichire hi mota bi tai galti kure na koi gine janai dishe gushire to ito bishi concerning eta which itu amma ina open platform de ina testimony de aru man as uncomfortable as the topic can get atu Nagaland de hulibi inega cases kan do hoi thagire aru social welfare laga secretary prabi janai dia do Nagaland de hule do ekta moi khan laga mentality ekta karne bi inega violence kan hoi thage ni gi inega ekta bi janai di shar tai pra ekta advice dia do maiki khan ge superior to man nishna treat na kurile bi hoi jawli ekta equal maiki mota equal ase ina ekta mentality do naga manu laga bitore change kuruwa lage laga bi janai di shar man itu mentally do khali mota na noire huli maiki khan nijor bi ina ekta mentality bi thakia karne bi inega hoi thage ni gi koi gine bi ekta bhabna bi janai dishe to moi khan itu sai gine jaile do atu ekta case 350 unreported cases jai thaga do itu bishi concerning ekta and then recently hoi thaga site program recently hoi thaga incident site kurle mon ase koile do utu din hi elimination of violence against women la din hi Nagaland University de itu hatsa hoise sob manu bi itu hatsa do story ro itia jane ase aro itu state te holibi ekta wave ekta punchai dia laga kiba ekta jase ta holibi ekta bhal hole do itu incident do professor holibi na students assistant professor holibi na students kan holibi itu do na lukai gene inega public platform de ani digina address kuribole dia aro public kan gibi aware kuri dia inega ekta thaga do bishi bhal ekta bi kuri dishe aro HornbillTV bi itu laga first hand information ta kan laga research forum Nagaland University research forum bra bi moi khan loishde to aro itu bhal pra sai gene jaile do hoy mohan education bi ekta bishi help kore violence kan bi crime against women kan na upor bi itu aste bra eradicate kuri bole hole man sai gene jaile do sabi ekta very learned platform ekta ase tahando professors assistant professors bishi puria khana se but despite that iniga hoi thaga do that sends us a big question mark also aro itu crime against women do khali jaire grassroots level de na rural areas khane hoi gena urban areas khande holibi hekawle time hoishni gi no doubt itu iniga cases khando hoi thage holi mohami reach out bi kuri gena concerned department social welfare bi kwa nishna tan bi hoi kam do bishi kure ase tai khan helpline ekta center ekta Dimapur de khulia nishna tan ita no sub districts te newly formed districts te bi set up kurule koshish kore ase kwa ase yare chumukiri mare holi bi utu laga din hi tai khan jaigene aitu maiki khan helpline center ekta DC office chumukiri mare hi ekta set up kuri dishe to maiki khan bi reach out bi kurubo pare or mota khan holi bi itu helpline number de call kuri gena crime against women do kinega hoy kinega help kuribo ina han bi kurile ina han bi huda hudi bi kurbo paro tai kan utu din ekta kuma pointers bi side kuri gena ase crime against women do kundu category de gire hoy domestic violence bi ase sexual abuse bi ase but in fact itu true phones virtually de holi bi against a woman's will inega illicit pictures can be patha na true phone jabardasti minors can ge na kotha grole kushish kuria hambi sob be it falls under crime against women there a lot of people may not be aware of their rights crime kan phoi thagului chance ase but then itu moi khan category khan do janai dile na itu bi crime as de itu bi crime na hoi de koi gine janai dile to maybe maiki khan bi kotha kurola maybe in some places a lot of people still do not consider a lot of crime violence committed against them as illegal same one example ekta child helpline laga former ekjon child helpline de kam kuri thaga tai khan laga ek loza kape koine who is no longer there tai pra Hornbill TV ke exclusively kotha kura homoi janai dia ro tai khan bachcha han ge good touch bad touch hekai goishire and tai khan private parts can be kowo lagi ja holi bi a lot of times manuan uncomfortable feel kuri jai goise but still bachcha han do as innocent as they are and still having to see a lot of things the world has to offer down do itu ki ase na ki no hoy na manutangi chuabi galti ase na labi bhavna na kuri gine thage holi bi tai pra ekta bishi concerning ekta janai dia do hoy schools kan de do kuma manu do na jai ja labi thagi jai kitab na puri ja laga bi thagi jai aro ekta social gathering society laga sub sectors punchia jaga do khali church as de itu karne tai khan bi churches khan de bi jai gine itu awareness spread kurule koshish kore goise aro bacha han ge good touch bad touch khan hekawole monja na sex education do bacha han ge diule laga tai khan churches khan ge approach kuli churches khan do itu mana kore goise I church to tik platform na hone ge itu message khan share kule ina la bi janai jai goise le tu man sabi issues alag alag bi church touch kuri thaga nishna tai NLTP act hoili bi na alag issues social issues kami touch kura nishna maybe it's high time for the church to also touch this topic which they maybe a lot of people consider uncomfortable atu because churches can itu topic chuli do many sectors of the society which huwa paru re tai hi educated hoili bi uneducated rural urban areas sob te which huwa paru and maybe social welfare department kan de hoili bi they can play a huge role in reaching out to the churches and giving them maybe awareness also and asking the church members church leaders to welcome such people who comes to educate their children also atu itu kan bishi concerning ekta man society de ita apni ge side kura like ta ase
akhe apni ro kuina ayanishna mohan when it comes to crime as such mohan the stigma thagya garne bishi report na kuina ahe ase moreover mohan ekta jamala hoshi kulibi ki la hoshi kulibi mohan la bitor de accused or victim laga bitor de he tahan fasla koi laga cases kami bishi thage so do you think that it's also important mohan idu knowledge impart kule ki iniga legal terms kan ba jayegi na iniga solve kule important as not have the discussion between the two families and resolve it
hoy atu itu garne moi apni kwala question debi moi aru bi janai dia nishna family duita do kile solve koi jai gule at the end of the day maiki side laga family members can be social stigma do fear kurigena family de solve korle thagya laga bi jani jai aro sabi ekjon iniga sexual violence laga abuse hoi jaile na domestic violence laga abuse hoi jaile mentally trauma thagi jai re aro itu mental trauma do kitia address kuruo paruo na kitia help mangiwo paruo gole first to ki hoise itu address kuro lage noile do takhan na paru aro itu address na kuri jaile do maiki ina traumatized hoi jana victim ina traumatized hoi gene thagi jaile bi tahan issue do address na kuri jai family bitore solve kuri ja professional help can be seek na kuri jai bolibi janai dia nishna sabi atu moi kan family bitore iniga issues solve kuri dishe koile do very concerning ekta side kuri dia itu bar la program de kwado maiki manu oi maiki ekla noile iniga especially if we're going to particularly talk about sexual violence atu where there has been penetration iniga time de hole do issue to address na kuri jaise na lukai dishe gole do blood test kan bi na kuri jai re blood test na kuri ja pra bimar khan hole bi loigena spread kuri jai aro there is one very important thing which a lot of times is undermined in such cases de aro itu bar itu program de janai dia do itu bishi important ase manuhan itu huniwole janiwole all parents all youngsters also itu issue do janiwole inya hoile hi address hua piche de hi necessities professional help can be seek kuruo paru example moi itu bar nature laga students can be program attend kurle aise ta khan pra janai dia hisab hoile do Kiniga, how can we eradicate, how can we do away with this social stigma and help women speak up against violence against them? Taikan bra janai dia hisab hoile do idu like workshops organize kuriwole lagi important janai shide. Aro these are the students who are studying social work. Or tandi to social work study kurado, I'm sure tandi aware do thayo what they are talking about also, and maybe they've also highlighted a very important point. And idu social welfare ekla department, concerned department ekla ge depend na kuri jaigene. Maybe parents, village councils, elders also has a huge role to play in such cases. Atu tani jaigene reach out kuri gena kotha koigene openly, leaders can boldly platforms, open platforms can they address kuri lehi. Maybe victims can be ahi gene hoy moi lo debi inya hoishe na future de holi bi moi logo de inya hoishe o koine ai huo parola tu moi laga bhapna inya ekta se. But first and foremost man itia society ki kuro lage gole speak up kuro lage, which utu program de holi bi tahang ko speak up to ekta taiga na main theme ekta daishe motto ekta daishe. If it's happening to you, speak up. Speak up kuri gine apni la problems bi address kuri bi itu eklai no hoy hoile bi future de unfortunately kun gi na hoy gine jabo na kun ge hoy gine ase tai khan bi speak up kuri to de man India de ekta mohan ekta dunia de some years ago ekta bishi dangor wave digishe me too wave aro itu me too do maiki ekta speak up kuri abra ekta chains of courage spread kuri gine jai gine maiki manu bi hoy moi lo de bi inya sexual violence hoise moi logo de bi inega domestic violence hoise koine speak up kuri gena itu me too laga chain do wave to spread kradishna Nagaland de bi inega ekta me too laga chain do wave to ahile baloni koine babna se atu
right aro agida akrab ne wa kwanishna inega victims kan thageli bi tahan bichide tahan trauma thage nole tahan mental health issues kan bi olao pare because of that ina thagi shuguli monga lang state tv duan facilities kan available asna na when it comes to victims tahan ge du laga esap te wa savale mo ambi du facilities kan available asna na Nagaland di
hoy atu mohan itia saigene jale do mental health to promote koi thagere state government holi bi. But if we are considering the present day time and the amount of mental health issues people are having, itiado there is not enough atu. Mohan civil hospital kan dibi ase itu psychiatrist kan holibi na ajikali do inega mental issues can treat kulibi medicines can be ulaze, which a lot of people are not aware. And maybe moi agere bi side kura nishna Nagaland de hoile do itiado bishi komti ase. So maybe it's time for people to, it's time for concerned department to also say that inega help can be ase, or maybe even give more vacancies when it comes to departments like this hospitals can they jaine, because bishi costly as they one hoy treatments can be saigene jaile do ekta mental illness karne jaile do itu khan do treat kora do dam bi thai holi bi state government bra holi bi concerned department bra holi bi itu khan sai digena manu khan ge apni khan first manu ekjon do time mental illness ase koine thagya do first symptoms khan saw lage aru the symptoms khan na itu kotha kun tai janawo that you are having a mental illness, you are suffering from itu post trauma itu issue do hwa pichire trauma face crisis ne han kun ta hange samjao kuma manu do realize bi na koine thagibo poila tailo de ne hwa do itia itu reflect crisis to ami na jani ne thagibo. So maybe it's time for the concerned department to also start spreading awareness on such issues, which I'm also mentioning time and again, but churches can be into a huge role play kurigina. Mental issues can be raised Korea. Not just that, but also helping women stand up, speak for themselves atu.
Right. Also lastly, akhe mohan itu hudulu munjao law enforcing agencies kami tahan kiman seriously Nagaland de when it comes to crime against women tahan itu cases kan take up kre nule FIR, of course hami FIR file crucial gule they can take actions. Hule itada kiman successful huina ahina se to nab the culprits nule itu kan lago pore victims kan ge justice tibule law enforcing agencies kan bi kiman seriously itu cases kan take up kre na ase.
Hoya tu mohan itu laga protocol do saigene jaile do first to maiki ekta tailo de kiba hoise violence ekta hoise gole first she will go and file an FIR file kura pichire police kan ground reality check kuribo, questioning kan kuribo, inquiry kan kuribo aro victim who is claiming to be a victim tai kotha kwa do hosa ase gole last do court te pathai de atu aru itia mohan Indian law notun law ahia piche de sai gene jaile do itia ro minors khan garne inega minors khan ge rape kura khan de huliro death penalty khan bi digna ase it's a very serious issue that has to be taken up aru bishi hoshar bi ho lage atu hole bi ekta concerning manu bishi agere bi janai dia nishna hoy police khan lo de jaile tahana duty ro kure aru cases khan bi inam bi ulai aru tan bi itu laga reporting itu laga inega cases khan bi follow up kurine court te loi jala bi bishi cases ase but agere atu moi janai dia nishna bosti especially as nagas moi han nijor la customary law thaga nishna customary law re stick kuri jai de aru itu ekta bishi collide kura manuhan customary law de bishi jala ga bi dikhi pa ase instead of the Indian itu government laga itu law do follow na kuri gere bishi bakto customary de law de jai jai customary law de jai jai le do maybe two capital punishments to ekta the main capital punishment do customary law de hole do excommunicate kuri dia but excommunicate hole bi certain period of time or maybe excommunicate hole bi jaina dusra jaga de hole bi thagi jawle pare but will the culprit learn a lesson itu question ekta ase aru culprit to lesson learn krana gole yere manu ekjon ge kuri dishe gole itu violence use kuri dishe gole not sexual abuse kuri other itu alag jaga de lesson learn krana gole aru jaine kuri mohan itya Indian law mohan na notun law do ahiaro itu bishi bold ekta ahishe aru itu wala hi naga manuhan holi customary law bi ase but itu wala de holi bi jaigena police khan ge proper investigate kurle dili bi bal honi compromise na kurile because the dangers of compromising is that alak manu bi itu khan de aru bi encourage kuri dia la thagi jai atu back to you.
Right. Okay, I think that's about all for today. Thank you so much for all your information. You take a Mongala reporter for case Mohan Agida Kwanishna Nagaland, India. They one of the safest place for women kuna janigina aishi ulibi itia mohan saishu kule cases kan crime against women kan pishi uthia laga mohan dikhi pai ase aru itu handu kale report kurigina ahia kan laga saishu kulibi itu salekta eklabi 350 domestic violence laga cases kan report kurina ahia mohan jani paise aru mohan assume bi kurule na paru kiman cases kan idu rural areas kan di ulibi aru urban areas kan di ulibi itu cases kan unreported jai itu mohan itu eku tade eku report dole na parabo aru Mohala reporter bo kanishna the need for sex education no the need for people to speak up itu logo pode mohan aji stress kurishe etia karni manhi side HornbillTV